Hi guys, and welcome back to my travel corner, and today you've joined me in Chesterfield as we are waiting to get the Pronto Bus to Nottingham. Now, I've teased this on my channel a little while ago as I was in Mansfield, because that's where this bus calls at along the way, and I thought, well, we'll get that. I've just looked at the timetable and it's an hour 97 minutes. So if I get this one, so I'll get the bus at 12:05 and that will get me into Nottingham at about, so at 12:05 that'll get me into Nottingham at 13:42. All being well, it'll get me into Nottingham at 13:42, and then I'll spend about an hour there in Nottingham, and then I'll make my way back. And then what I'm going to do is, well, by the time I get back here in Chesterfield, I'll just then have a think about what I'm going to be doing as to whether I'll get the X17 back to Sheffield or I'll get the 77 to Worksop. Well, if I get a 77 to Worksop, I can then get a 19 back to Rotherham, and it'll be much easier if I do that, but that again will depend on my mood. Drop me back in a bit and I will take you on the front of the Pronto and we will be making our way into Nottingham. See you in a bit, guys. Welcome back, guys, and you've just joined me at the front of the Pronto and we are making our way into Nottingham. And so we're just coming out of the coach station at Chesterfield, which...
Welcome aboard Pronto to Nottingham.
Thank you, I've just said that. Now, this bus has a total journey time of 97 minutes, so hopefully, all being well, I'll arrive into Nottingham at 13:42. It's assuming that my calculations are correct. And there we go. We're just outside of Derbyshire Constabulary. But I think at this point, someone left a comment. I'm going to mention this. Someone left a comment on one of my videos saying, "Have I ever thought about seeing how many counties I can visit in one day?"
The next stop is Ibis Hotel.
And I've actually done that in a video as I went up to Hull. So I started off in South Yorkshire because I then started in Rotherham and then went up to Doncaster, went through Nottinghamshire for Gainsborough, and then went up to Lincolnshire for Scunthorpe, and then I ended up in West Yorkshire for Hull. So that record at the moment stands at 4 counties in one day and in a single video, but we'll soon find out if I can do more than that, because I have got bus challenges lined up. So I did a 6-hour bus challenge. I'm looking at extending that to a 12. I shall probably wait until I get back home for that though, before I even dream of letting that idea materialise, as it were. But join me back in a bit and I will keep you updated on the progress of this journey. I will see you in Mansfield as a part of the update. See you in a bit, guys. Welcome back, guys. We just stopped off outside the Pronto. I've got to show you this because in true style Darren's Corner, and of course because nothing's ever simple on Darren's Corner, this bus has broken down. Yeah, we've got a leak. This is just insane. I was just saying this to a friend of mine, and I was just saying nothing's ever simple on Darren's Corner, and then I must apologise to the driver if I've jinxed anything. Can't believe that's just happened. Oh dear. But you could definitely tell we're leaking. I mean, look at that. Wow. So we will get on another Pronto to Nottingham, but for now, we have to wait. Well, join me back in a bit and we'll be on another Pronto. And hopefully we'll be making our way back to up to Nottingham or down, whichever way you look at it. See you in a bit, guys. Welcome back, guys, and well, we are finally on the move, and I can't believe that's happened. Like, all I said was my slogan of this channel, and then the bus breaks down. I just couldn't be more apologetic to the fact that I might have jinxed the bus driver, but we are, as I say, we are on the move and making a swift move to Mansfield. Well, I spoke to my auntie about this and she said, well, it adds a story to my video. So it's not all that bad. I just would have hoped for easier travel as we normally would do. But as you all know by now, nothing's ever simple on Darren's Corner. So unfortunately that is the way it is. But join me back in a bit and I will be in Mansfield this time and I'll keep you updated along the journey. See you in a bit, guys. Welcome back, guys. You've just joined us at Mansfield bus station. Oh, I tell you what, that was an absolute palaver. It was going to happen. It always does whenever I choose to make a video. Something happens and everything just goes sideways. But we are now back en route, even though we're now half an hour behind schedule. And I've just seen another Pronto bus. So the Pronto buses, the one thing that I've noticed as we pull out, the one thing that I've noticed is that the Pronto buses between Mansfield and Nottingham, they run every 10 minutes. Whereas the buses that run between Chesterfield and Nottingham, because this one would have come from Chesterfield, they're every half an hour. So they are more frequent between here and Mansfield and Nottingham. And speaking of which, we just now moved right next to it. Pronto to Mansfield. This one will be a Pronto to Nottingham, and wow, there's something I needed to point out. And as I mentioned, this one came from Chesterfield. But join me back in a bit and I will take you on another bit of this route as we make a slow, steady pace to Nottingham. See you in a bit, guys. Welcome back, guys. You've just joined me here in Nottingham and I've just had a look. So the threes go to Mansfield and they're every 10 minutes. I've just had a look at that. We have 20 minutes to Chesterfield, that's the Pronto. I've just got off a Pronto and just want to have a look around some bits first. Oh good, we've got a shopping centre nearby. So I'll just come along here. I'm going to grab something to eat as well while I think about it. And well, what a palaver that was. So I arrived into Nottingham about half an hour behind schedule because the original bus I was on bound here had broken down. So that didn't go too well. But I'm here now and I've got 20 minutes until we make our way back to Chesterfield. So I think Well, I say 20 minutes. They're every half an hour, so I think actually I'm going to stay a bit longer and then start making my way back. And then what I'll do is when I'm on the next Pronto back to Chesterfield, I will have a look at what decision I'm going to take as to where I'm going to go after Chesterfield, and I'll tell you on camera as soon as I've made my decision. But drop me back in a bit and I will be on the next Pronto making my way back to Chesterfield. See you in a bit, guys. Welcome back, guys, and you've just joined me back in Nottingham on the return journey on the Pronto back to Chesterfield. And after giving myself and my phone a bit of juice, I can then say that we can make our way back to Chesterfield. I just want to give you, once we're on the move, a bit of a tour around the area of Nottingham. I tell you what, I'm absolutely impressed. I mean, this is my first time to Nottingham, and I would have stayed, I would have stayed out for a bit longer, but things got quickly complicated with the buses. And by complicated, I mean that if I left it any longer, I wouldn't have been able to get my connecting buses back at Chesterfield. But I did see another Pronto, because I mentioned earlier that, let's get rid of that, I've just noticed that, I mentioned a little while ago, that the Prontos run to Mansfield every 10 minutes and they run to Chesterfield every 30. And we just have to have a look at this in greater detail. But that's the start where things got complicated. So if I'd have gotten that bus to Mansfield, it looked pretty packed as well. I think we were at the start of a school run as well. But join me back in a bit, because
Welcome aboard Pronto to Chesterfield.
I'm going to have to make a phone call because someone's trying to ring me. Join me back in a bit and I'll explain more as to what is going on.
Forest Gates.
See you in a bit, guys. Welcome back, guys, and I must apologise for that. We're still in Nottingham, and so I said I must apologise for that, because there I was thinking it was an important phone call. It turned out to be a scam. So what I was saying was, when I was at the bus station.
Welcome aboard Pronto to Chesterfield.
I was in an airing over whether I would have been able to get the Pronto to Mansfield, and then I was been able to.
The next stop is Magnus Road.
I would have been able to at that point then get a 53 to Sheffield, and that would have been the last one that went to Sheffield. They'd then terminate a bit earlier after that time, and then I looked at it and saw it looked really packed. So I think we're in the middle of a school run, although we are coming up to summer holidays very shortly, so things will end up getting even more busier. And then I saw this bus, which then makes its way to Chesterfield, because it's just a reminder that these buses, the Pronto buses, which these ones, they run to Mansfield every 10 minutes and they run to Chesterfield every 30 minutes, every half an hour.
Dock is Whitfield Drive.
So I went for this one, another decision I need to make. So I can either, if I wanted to, get a 77 to Worksop and then get a 19 that then goes directly to Rotherham, because that's ultimately where I need to end. That's ultimately where I'm going to end up. Or I can get an X17, which is what I did this morning, get the X17 back to Sheffield and then get a tram from there. So I've got a couple of choices.
Welcome aboard Pronto to Chesterfield.
The 77s, if I remember rightly, run every half an hour.
The next stop is Foster Drive.
Yeah, as I say, if I remember rightly, the 77s run every half an hour, and the X17s are every half an hour up to Sheffield and every hour up to Barnsley, because the X17s, or some of them, continue on to Barnsley and others terminate at Sheffield. So those you have to take into account as well.
The next stop is Rushcliffe Rise.
I had a look at the buses when I was at the bus station, because I
The
thought,
next stop is Purveyor.
no, I didn't think that, thank you Amy. I thought that there might have been buses that go to Worksop, and it don't look like they are. I don't think they do. So I then just hopped on another Pronto back to Chesterfield. But join me back in a bit, and I will be back in Mansfield as I then continue on this journey, ultimately back to Chesterfield. See you in a bit, guys. Welcome back, guys. You've just joined me back in Mansfield. So we're back at Mansfield bus station, and I tell you what, I do want to take another look at this place, because I've been here once before, you know, to try to do the Sheffield Day Ticket Challenge, and then decided to then scrap all that and then board a 53. But I've had a look around here for a while, and I'd be thrilled to look at that. Now we are 25 past 3 at the moment, and if I remember rightly, talking about the 53s, I think the next one of those is at 10 to 4. I see in Madervale, I see in 9.1, that's going to Derby via Alfreton. And then we've got a 3, that's a letter B, so it says there, route B to Nottingham. This is a rather interesting way to put stuff to route numbers. Well, that's the Reds for you. That's what the bus company's called that manages those. But we've got a board announcement saying, welcome on board the Pronto to Chesterfield. Now, I think we're going to be here for a little while, so join me back in a bit, and I will traverse on my way back to Chesterfield, and I'll just keep you updated on what's going on. See you in a bit, guys. Welcome back, guys. You've just joined me back in Sheffield, and I'm trying to work out whether I go via, so I'm trying to decide how I'm going to get back to Rotherham. Do I go back via Sheffield, or do I go back via Worksop? Now, I've just realised in this case, while I'm sorting that out, there are 4 different bus routes that go to Sheffield. The X17, which I've been on earlier, the 43, the 50 and the 50A, and then you've got one to Worksop that goes to Worksop, and then you can get a 19 via, you can then get 19 that goes directly to Rotherham. But then you've also, if you get one of the Sheffield bound buses, you can then get the X3 to Rotherham. I see a 77 and that's going to Worksop. So I think that's made my decision for me. When is the 77 due to go? Seven minutes. Well, in that case, then draw me back in a bit, and I will be on the 77, and I'll make my way to Worksop. See you in a bit, guys. Welcome back, guys. You've just joined me at the front of the 77. Now, I operate normally on a first come, first served basis, particularly when it comes to the buses. And I saw 77, and that's when I thought I'm going to get on this one. But once again, I've left myself with not enough time to get anything to eat, so I'm now going to see if I can get something in Worksop, because then after I've done that I can then get a 19 directly back to Rotherham. But at the moment I'm absolutely starving. I haven't eaten anything since breakfast, and that was about 8 hours ago, so I shall grab something when I get into Rotherham. I shall grab something when I get into Worksop, and then I'll have something else when I get back to my mum's. One thing I do want to look at while I'm thinking about it is Chesterfield Cathedral. I'm staring directly at it as I'm recording this video, but Chesterfield Cathedral is the only cathedral I know of that has a crooked spire, and what I want to do is dig deeper as to why that is the case. It looks majestic and beautiful, I will say. It's a really interesting piece of English history that I'm looking directly at, but yeah, I can see that it is crooked, and as I say, that's the only cathedral I know of that has a crooked spire. Definitely got to bring Adam down here one day. I think he'd love it here in Chesterfield. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.